various schools with parents, students, and teachers on life skills and mental health related issues. In past, she has worked as a psychologist with Swastik Society.
I hope I'm visible, the voice is audible, and the presentation is also visible to everybody on the screen, right? Is this me?
All the students are requested to please mute Gurpratap Singh.
Most of the times there, right? So maybe when I'm saying I'm the C kind of a person, maybe I'm very impulsive at that particular point of time. I most of the time wants to just go to somebody and talk about what's happening because I get very impulsive at that time. So I could be the C type of person. So you need to check and have an insight that what personality trait is heavier in you. Because जब तक हमें अपना personality समझ नहीं आएगा, हमें अपने बारे में insight नहीं होगी, तब तक हम चीजों में changes नहीं ला पाएंगे, उनको manage कैसे करना है, coping mechanisms हमारे चीजों से deal करने के लिए कैसे होने चाहिए, वो हमें समझ नहीं आएंगे. So the more you know about yourself, the more you will be able to help yourself to cope with the transitions. Moving ahead. Now, why we dislike the changes? If you're talking about the COVID pandemic also, why we don't like it? Number one, because there is fear of the unknown.
Excuse me, ma'am.
This
No, I'm
Yes.
very sorry to disturb. Actually, I can't see your screen. The screen is still. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Even one chat.
Is it for everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I just wanted to check with you. Have you started with the slide because it is
Yes.
just showing? I thought
We-
you are going to click
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
We are just able to
Okay,
see your
okay.
that files. You just easily.
Okay, relax, children. Relax, relax, relax. This is open.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I'll just do that. Don't worry.
I thought you were about to click on it.
Now I think it's open, right?
No, ma'am, it's not.
अभी होना चाहिए. अभी नहीं दिख.
Yes, ma'am. We can see it.
Ma'am, now it's visible.
Okay, okay. So yes, fear of the unknown, as I said. So when the COVID pandemic came into our life, of course, there were a lot of things that were unknown about this particular pandemic. We didn't know about COVID-19 much. So of course, we had a lot of fear. Until now, the fear is real. And there are a lot of perceived risk also about the same. And thanks to the social media, thanks to the news channels, there are a lot of perceived risks that have been told to us. And of course, that will create a lot of fear in us. And there is lack of control, loss of structure and schedule. We were getting up in the morning and we were going to the office, we were going to the schools, we were meeting, having in-person interactions with our friends and teachers. But now everything has come to an halt. So of course, वहाँ पे lack of control teachers का आ जाता है कि वो नहीं control कर पा रहे इतना ज़्यादा situations को. Parents का lack of control आ जाता है. Phase, basically there are a lot of emotions that comes into play whenever a change is happening. So for example, you really love your English teacher. She's very nice. She's really, peppy in the class. She really helps you understand things in a very good manner, and you want to study from her only. But now, due to some unforeseen circumstances, she has to leave. She is not able to help you further, and there's some new teacher which comes into place. Of course, this is a change that is coming across with you. So there could be a lot of emotional changes, emotional reactions of the first phase of the change. You will feel upset, you will feel sad, it might be angry also. So whenever a change comes, so there are a lot of emotional changes. It could be guilt, it could be anger, uncertainty, anxiety leading to anxiety, resistance हो जाती है. हमें मन नहीं करता किसी से बात करने का, या हमें लगता है कि कोई मुझसे बात नहीं करना चाहता है. So these are some emotional changes that all of us go through. Next is the intermediate reaction, which is the intellectual phase. So just to give you a layman example, we have this angel and devil in our mind, which keeps on talking to themselves, नहीं नहीं ये करो, नहीं 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 ये नहीं करना है, इस रास्ते पे जाना है. So that is our intellectual phase basically, wherein we kind of talk to ourselves about being proactive, looking for better opportunities, helping ourselves to move further in life. So this is the intermediate reaction, where we want to come out of that emotional phase and go further in the phase of being proactive and looking for better opportunities. Then comes the final healthy reaction, which is the acceptance phase, wherein now that we have become proactive. Sharing the window. Okay, size छोटा है इसका. Is it?
मैम वो तो फिर उनके सिस्टम में
No, it's opening. It's fine with them, I think. Yeah. Final healthy reaction, which is the acceptance phase, where now you have become proactive, you're looking for good opportunities in life, you are aiming for better things in life, and you accept the fact that, okay, this is what it is, and now maybe this teacher is also nice, and I can actually move forward, and I should not be much resistance in talking to her, or I should give her some time and space. So here comes the final healthy reaction. So these are the three phases. So next time, whenever there is change in your life, be mindful and be watchful that which phase you are in, and help yourself to go further in the acceptance phase from the emotional and the intellectual phase, so that you're better able to cope with that situation. So this is one of my favorite quote by Helen Keller: when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. So I think this is the life story of each one of us, that we actually don't want to see the doors that are opened for us, looking for better opportunities, but we want to sit and crib about the things that we don't have, or maybe the other person have. So this is what I think Helen Keller is trying to make us understand, that we don't have to compare our things from what other people have. We don't have to see the things that I don't have. So be grateful for the opportunities, for the things that you have in your life right now, rather than looking for the opportunities or things that you don't have right now. And I'm sure that if you are able to make the best from these particular opportunities, you'll be able to go further in your life, even in a more better manner. So what are the challenges that we have actually seen in these COVID times? Of course, number one that we're talking about, a long break from the school and in-person interactions. The focus of studies have been all through the online medium. There have been difficulty in managing the daily schedules for all of us, for the parents, for the students, and of course, increased amount of screen time that has been observed in this time period, according to the researchers also. And students have actually talked about that they are having difficulty in sustaining their focus and motivation. So today, the good news is that I'll be giving you some tips for increasing your attention and concentration also, which most of the students have actually complained in this time period, that their focus and motivation levels are actually going down. And of course, lack of outdoor activities, because physical activity बिल्कुल रह ही नहीं गया है बच्चों का इस time पे. तो आज हम through the webinar are also focusing on that how the physical health is also very, very important, because if both these things you're managing, you're balancing in an appropriate way, then only you'll be able to go forward in a better way. So balance होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है between our physical and our mental well-being. If both these things are fine, then only you'll be able to go further. Okay.
We are still on the same slide, that why we dislike changes.
We are on 5th slide.
Oh no.
Now it's fine.
What's happening?
Now we are on 9th.
Okay. Now are you able to see? Change your response slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So again, moving on to the chat boxes, I have some questions for you. This slide I'll make you understand by giving you an example. So, for example, I was coming to the office in the morning. I was driving on my own and I was coming to the hospital. Somebody from behind hit my car and it actually got hit very badly. So now I just want to ask you the whole situation that have been created now, that I was driving and somebody came from behind, hit my car, अब कार में लग गई है, दोनों cars को लग गई है of course. अब क्या वो पूरा situation मेरे control में है या था? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Now the second question is that now that person will actually come out of his car, will talk to me. Now the way he'll talk to me, he might be apologetic, sorry ma'am गलती हो गई, या हो सकता है वो मेरे पे ही चिल्लाने लग जाए, आपने ब्रेक मार दी थी, how were you driving, it is all your mistake and everything, and he starts shouting on me and getting angry on me. Now how he gonna behave with me, is that in my control? He might get apologetic or he might get angry, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, he might.
Okay. So what is in my control? If the situation is not in my control, if the other person's behavior is not in my control, what am I doing there? What is in my control?
Ma'am, if you will talk politely with the
Hmm.
person, ma'am, then the thing when you will apologize your thing that
Ma'am, our behavior.
ma'am yourself.
Students,
Message,
please
chat box.
raise your
Use your
hand.
chat box.
In your control.
Use your chat box. Use your chat box.
Students, please use your chat box and raise your hands in case you want to say something. We will ask you to unmute. Do not unmute yourself, please.
Listening or reaction. Okay, so most of you have responded on the chat box. Your reaction, yourself, how I am controlling that particular situation, that is in my control, which is exactly that slide is trying to tell us that our reaction is in our control. And that's what we need to learn कि हर stimulus के बीच में और response के बीच में एक space होता है. उस space में I have the power to choose my response, and in my response my growth and my freedom will lie. And this was said by Viktor E. Frank. So this is very, very important point to understand, that it's not important that if the other person is shouting on me, I also have to shout back on that person or get aggressive to come to my point or to keep my point ahead in front of that person. And now I'm also not saying that you can't get aggressive or you should not get angry. Of course, this is one type of an emotion, and emotions are meant to be felt. So if you're having aggression, or even if you are angry about something, there are always ways to portray that anger in front of the other person, be it a senior person, be it someone who is your age, or be it someone who is below your age. There are always socially appropriate behaviors that you have to follow, even if you want to show some kind of upsetting or big emotion in front of the other person. So always remember, whatever is happening, that is you just have to be mindful and watchful and cautious that if this situation is in my control or not, if this particular person's behavior or action is in my control or not. So one basic another example that I can give you is that एग्जाम्स होते हैं, हम बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस्ड आउट होते हैं कि मैथ्स का एग्जाम है, पता नहीं एग्जाम पेपर कैसा आएगा, डिफिकल्ट होगा या इजी होगा, मैम मार्क्स कैसे देंगी, वो मैम तो मुझसे चिढ़ती हैं, वो मैम तो मुझे अच्छे मार्क्स ही नहीं देंगी. नाउ व्हेन दिस होल थिंग, द ओनली थिंग दैट यू कैन डू और यू कैन कंट्रोल इज स्टडी, and you can study hard. That's it. This is what you can do. You can't actually go and make the exam paper. You can't do anything to see the exam paper. You can't do anything to change that teacher's mind or do something that she can give you better marks. So the thing that is in your control is to study, and is to just study and give your exam in a manner where you can gain the marks. So next time, be sure that you just are in control of your response, and you have to change your response. Nobody else will do that for you. All right, now we will do a very short relaxation therapy. So for this, I want all of you to be silent and on mute, and no disturbance should be there for good 5-7 minutes for all of us. And wherever you are sitting, I want all of you to just close your eyes and be very, very relaxed.
Ma'am, have you changed the slide? Because it's still the same. Change your response.
So I want all of you to be closing your eyes and sitting very comfortably wherever you are.
Meditation.
I want all of you to be on mute, and you will get to know what it is. And now take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. This time, breathe in forcefully and deeply and hold your breath. Hold it, and now slowly release through your mouth. We'll repeat this process 2 more times. Take a deep breath in, hold, and relax. One last time. Take another deep breath in, hold, and release. Now slowly, we'll start relaxing the muscles of our body, starting with the large muscles of our legs. Pay attention to the muscles of your legs. Tighten the muscles of your legs as tightly as you can. Hold on to this tension. Increase the tension in the muscles of your legs. Hold, and now relax. Release the tension from the muscles of your legs and feel the difference between tension and relaxation. Now, put all your attention on the muscles of your arms and hands. Tighten the muscles of your arms and hands as tightly as you can. Convert your fingers into tight fists and hold the tension in the muscles of your arms and hands. Hold. Let this tension increase. And now relax. Ease your hands and arms completely and feel the difference between the tension and the relaxation. Now, I would like you to put all your focus on your beautiful and handsome face. Tighten the muscles of your face as tightly as you can. Scrunch your eyes shut tightly. Wrinkle your nose. Tighten your cheeks and chin. Hold on to this tension for few seconds. Hold, hold, and relax. Slowly let go of the tension from your face. And again, feel the difference between tension and relaxation. Again, bring back your focus on your breathing. Slow, even, regular breaths passing through your body and relaxing you down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now slowly, we'll bring our body back to the present. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Swing your arms gently. Shrug your shoulders. Stretch if you like. And whenever you feel calm and relaxed, open your eyes and bring back your focus to the present. Okay. I'm assuming everybody is back feeling calm and relaxed a little bit. So this activity's name is Progressive Muscle Relaxation Therapy. I am hoping that the slide is open and everybody is able to see the name of the activity. You can note it down, and I'll write in the chat box also for all of you later on after the webinar. So progressive muscle relaxation. So you can find this on YouTube in Hindi and in English, both the languages. It is a half an hour process, 20 minutes to half an hour. I have just done it with 3 body parts of yours. It is done with each and every body part, and it is helpful not only for the kids but for the adults also. So please try this once or twice in a day. People who are having difficulty in sleeping, they can try it. People who are having a lot of aggression or anger concerns, or even if your anxiety or stress is coming on your physical body, you can try this activity. It's very, very helpful. All right, moving on. So what actually we can do in this particular time period to help ourselves become physically and mentally fit? Absolutely. So I think number one thing that we have to do is increasing the discipline. And I think this should not be the work of your teachers or of your parents, but I think this is the work of all of you to do for your own self, wherein you are setting aside a fixed time daily for your gadget usage. So if you know that, okay, if I'm studying for my academic for 2 hours or 3 hours or maybe 8 hours in a day, then I have to fix a time aside for my pleasure time on the gadgets, which should be around 1 or 2 hours, not more than that. You have to delete certain apps which are taking up a lot of your time, maybe the PUBG or maybe any other certain app that you feel that is taking up most of your time right now. Turn off all the notification at specific times. So if you know that my sleeping time is from 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. or 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So try and turn off all the notifications from your phone at that time. Just keep your internet off while you are trying to sleep.
I mean,
Try and
slide.
Try and switch off your phone 2 hours before your bedtime, and also while you're trying to sleep, just before sleeping, try to listen some good music, some instrumental music at that time, or try reading some healthy book which doesn't have a lot of information for you to process. Try reading some very healthy, beautiful books which can help you to sleep but not help you to become active in the night. And use your alarm clock as use your alarm clock properly. Don't use your phone as an alarm. time management is very, very important. And
Excuse me, Miss Arkan, you need to change the slide, ma'am. Yes.
I am actually changing. I don't know why. Is it okay now? Prioritizing? Are you able to see?
Ma'am, I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
children would like to see the previous slide
Yes,
also,
yes.
wherein you were telling about the time management. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the increasing discipline slide wherein you have to do the fixed daily usage of your gadgets. You have to delete certain apps which are taking a lot of your time, and you have to turn on notification from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., whatever time you're sleeping. Try and switch off your phone 2 hours before your bedtime, and don't use your phones before the bedtime, before 2 hours before the bedtime. Try reading some good book which will help you to sleep, not become active or don't have a lot of information to process in the night, and listen to some good music or instrumental music while you're trying to sleep. And do not use a phone as an alarm clock, but actually use a clock for the alarm. Now, time management. For time management, number one thing that we need to understand is prioritizing. Because if you're not prioritizing things in the right manner, you'll not be able to manage your time well. So if I know that my goal is to actually complete the history lesson, but if I'm taking more time to play a particular game, or maybe I'm giving more time to my exercise, so of course I'll not be able to prioritize the thing that I had in my mind. So your prioritization should be in a manner where you're giving time to your online classes, where you're giving time to your work, where you're giving time to your homework, your sleep, your hobbies, food, exercising routine, family, and friends. This should be the routine which you should have, wherein you're giving time to each and every aspect of this in your life. But actually how we are doing it, there is online classes, then online games, then inadequate sleep and social media, and of course limited movement because of all these things, because everything is online right now, and we're just on the gadgets and on the technology. So the right way to prioritize is this, not this. Then moving on to activity scheduling. So as I said, you need to prioritize. So if I feel that my activity for today is that I need to call my mom and dad every day, and I have to talk to them for half an hour. And what I'm able to observe is that my expected time was half an hour, but actually what I see is that in the total week also I'm not talking to them for half an hour, and I'm expecting myself to talk to them for half an hour daily. So this is how this activity scheduling will help you understand that what actually you are thinking and what actually you are doing, if that is in the balanced state or not. So if I know that I'm prioritizing my mom and dad and I have to talk to them, but if I'm actually giving time to that particular thing or not. So try this particular activity. It is very, very helpful for you to do, and I think the teachers can always remind you in the classes also this particular activity. So try and prioritize your academics or your gadget time according to this particular task. Organize your time well. Always have a schedule for yourself. Even when you're having your summer holidays, try and have a time organized for yourself, that when you'll be waking up from Monday to Sunday, every day should be organized. Have a good sleep wake cycle even in the summer holidays, because that is very, very essential. If you're not sleeping on proper times, you're not waking up at proper times, that will also lead to lack of physical energy. You'll feel irritated more, and your mental well-being will also reduce to the levels. So try and organize your time well, wherein you can have a proper hourly schedule for yourself. So for example, if I'm waking up at 8 in the morning, so 8 to 9 what I'll be doing, 9 to 10 what I'll be doing, 10 to 11 what I'll be doing. Have an activity scheduler for yourself, wherein you have a lot of activities in the day aligned, and you're using the whole day very productively. Because if you're doing productive things, your dopamine levels, your serotonin levels will actually all these dopamine and serotonin will actually will be released in your body, these are happy hormones basically, which will make you feel better, and your emotional well-being. All these things are very helpful for your mental well-being. So try and organize your time well, and try and do some productive activities in the day, so that these neurotransmitters, these hormones are also active and they feel happy. Now, I told you that I'll be telling you a few activities for improving your concentration because, of course, focus and motivation has been going on the low side in this pandemic period. The number one thing that you have to do is you have to take up 15 minutes daily to listen to any instrumental music. So, why instrumental music? So we all love, I'm assuming that we all love to listen to music, but most of the time we're listening to the lyrical music, which have a lot of lyrics and a lot of raps and everything in it. So our mood goes according to the song that we are listening. So if I'm listening to B Parak, must be a sad song and I'm in that breakup mode and everything. But if I'm listening to Yo-Yo Honey Singh, I could just pep up at that time and I'm just in the party mode and everything. So our mood will be totally changed according to the song that you're listening, and your whole focus will be on the lyrics but not on the instrument that is being played in that song. So clearly listen to instrumental music for 15 minutes daily, because there's just one instrument which is playing. It could be guitar, it could be piano, it could be flute, any particular instrument that you like. Listen to that for 15 minutes and it will really help you to improve your concentration and focus. Use Mandela coloring. In the slide only you can see very beautiful picture that is made. So these are Mandela paintings. So you can buy a Mandela book from Amazon, or even you can use the Google. If you type Mandela art for coloring, you'll get a lot of these kind of images. You can have printout on one per sheet and you can try coloring it. And this can be a fun activity also when you want to do it with the family. So all of you can sit together and paint it. So try any kind of colors you want and do the Mandela coloring. If you're doing it alone, it will really help you to be concentrated and focused. Use puzzles, mazes, do the E exercise. So all of us play this newspaper game wherein we just take one article and we strike all the E's in the article or A's in the article. So that also helps you to improve concentration. Give yourself a time limit and do this exercise daily for 5-10 minutes. Engage yourself in games like Sudoku, crosswords, chess, guess the word. All these games will help you improve concentration. So the more you will be on the gadgets, the more you'll be on the technology, it will help you reduce your concentration power. So of course, you're understanding that at this time, we have to adapt to this digital lifestyle because of the pandemic going over. And I'm not actually assuming that the schools will open for a good period of time right now. So I think we all have to be very realistic. So ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी वेबिनार के बाद मम्मी बोले पढ़ाई कर लो थोड़ा, तो बोलो नहीं आंचल मैम ने तो बोला था कि टेक्नोलॉजी और गैजेट से तो हमारा अटेंशन कंसंट्रेशन रिड्यूस होगा. So of course, if we know and we have to be realistic that we have to study right now digitally, so you have to of course give more time on the digital interface for your studies. So try and reduce your pleasure time on the gadgets, because we are watching TV also, we are using the laptops also, we are using the phones also. So all these things जब एक साथ हो रही है ना, हम लोगों को एक्चुअली एक टाइम फ्रेम पता ही नहीं चलता है कि हम कितना गैजेट यूसेज कर रहे हैं पूरे दिन का. आपको लगता है कि आप टीवी देख रहे हो, आपका वही गैजेट यूसेज है, बट बहुत सारे गैजेट यूसेज आपके पूरे दिन के हो रहे हैं, which needs to be counted and which needs to be reduced to some level. So try and have activities which can actually help use your brain instead of just playing on the gadgets. So now adapting to the digital lifestyle, taking a break and unplugging yourself. So try and walk more to maintain good health. And whenever you're going out, please remember to wear your mask and do the proper sanitation protocols. That is very important. So walking will help you, of course, release dopamine in your body, which are happy hormones. You will feel better. And physically, of course, it has a lot of benefits. It will help you maintain a physically good health. So try and walk more and add regular breaks to your day. So whatever day plan you have, I don't know if right now the summer vacations are going on for all of you, you're attending the classes, but try and have regular breaks to your day. And even I think whenever you are having the online classes also, I would request the school also and the teachers also that after each class, a good 5 minutes break should be given to the children, and they should have some quick exercises like breathing exercises or something, or some basic aerobic activities which they can do to just get active and rejuvenated before attending the next class. You can take some time out for your pets. You can take some time out to plants and planting trees, or planting a sapling, or even watering the plants. You can listen to some good music. You can do some artwork. So I think pandemic has really given us a lot of opportunities to explore ourselves, to do things which we'll actually not get time to do when we will be back on the field. Because trust me, right now most of us are actually just cribbing about the things that when will the school open, or when we'll be able to go out of this. But trust me, since the time COVID has started, my life, I won't say have changed, because it is exactly the same. I am still coming to the hospital daily. I'm getting no work from home. And sometimes I actually feel that, okay, if I should also have been at home, I could have done so many things for my own self. So I think right now you have a lot of time with your own self. The moment you'll be back to the school, there'll be again the same monotonous routine that you would have to carry. So I think again, the response is in your hands. So you have to get up from the beds. You have to, just spend some time with the other things that you have into hand. So ऐसा नहीं है कि घर बैठ के कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं है करने के लिए. बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज है जो आप घर बैठे हुए भी कर सकते हैं. Try and spend time with your family, because this is the time where all of us have got the opportunity to actually sit with our family and have some one-to-one real communication. So try spending daily half an hour to 1 hour realistic times with them, some quality time with them. Play board games, and right now avoid going out in the crowded places, because it's of course not safe, and we don't want to get into the third wave of the pandemic. And whenever you are studying in the class, or even on your desk for your own self study, leave the study space for some time and give yourself some time to stretch and move around to re-energize yourself. Practice some deep breathing exercises whenever you are whenever you're having any kind of muscle twitches, or even if you are having any kind of stress or anxiety in your mind. Just practice some deep breathing activities. The one I just did with you, that is also one activity that you can do while you want to relax a little bit. And we have done it while sitting. You can do it lying on the bed also. That will have even more benefit. Use the gadgets and digital interface, social media, but don't overuse of it. Nobody is telling you not to use it, but I think we all are well aware that kitna time limit aapka hona chahiye. So sit after the webinar and actually make a schedule for yourself कि कितना आप अभी use कर रहे हो और कितना आपको करना चाहिए for your own good. Because I think right now we're not understanding how much impact it is putting on our brain and our neurotransmitters. But in the long run, it is of course harmful to be so much on the social media. So again, I'm repeating, understanding the position, understanding the realistic ways that how long the pandemic could go and how long you have to study on the digital paraphase. So be focused that you have to kind of reduce the pleasure time on the gadgets. And keep talking, stay connected with your family and friends. That will really help you to be mentally energized, because of course all of us need the vent out space. All of us wants to talk what is going on around us. So there should be someone around you. You can talk to your teachers, you can talk to your relatives, cousins or parents about anything that is going on with you. Take proper sleep for 7 to 8 hours. That is very important. Don't skip your meals. I think most of us are doing that. We are skipping the breakfast and we are just having our meal at 12 or at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not at all good for your physical health. So try and have proper meals. Try and have some energy foods, brain foods. I would request all the parents to give their children some nuts, which is very helpful for the brain. And avoid the caffeine intake. It's written avoid, but for the students, I would say no to any caffeine intake. No Red Bull, no coffee, no tea. Even if you want to have green tea, you can have fresh fruit smoothies. You can have coconut water, fresh coconut water. You can have fresh lemon water. You can have lemon tea. All these things you can have, but avoid taking. Abhi I think बहुत ज़्यादा shakes का time है, so you can have banana shake, you can have mango shake, have fresh fruits basically, but don't have any kind of caffeine intake. and explore and indulge in your hobbies. So I think again I'm repeating that this time is to explore more. So try and explore more what actually you like and how you want to engage yourself into the things that you like, and follow necessary sanitation protocols whenever you're going out, and keep yourself and your family absolutely safe in the time period of pandemic. And another tips for your stress or to just remain physically and mentally fit is taking time daily out for yourself. Me time is very, very important. So half an hour daily me time is important, and do what you like apart from being around gadgets and apart from being around anyone else. So just be with yourself for some time and do anything that you like. Make a plan for yourself daily. Have a to-do list for yourself. Do something, have anything in your hand and do that. Make a plan, have a to-do list that okay, these are the things that I want to do, and don't try and overdo things. So if you know that I can just do 5 things of the day, so just make a plan for 5 to 6 things. Don't try and make 10 things and then you're just able to do 3 things and then you feel guilty about it. So we don't have to go into that guilt ride. So just make things according to the reality, right? Call, don't post. So we are not talking about emotional distancing, we're just talking about physical distancing. So if you're missing your friends, if you really want to talk to somebody, just have these kind of Zoom sessions or Meet sessions and meet everybody, talk about your day, talk about what's going on with you. If you have a pet, so bond with your pet and make time for the relationships. As I said, we're not talking about emotional distancing at all. एक्सप्लोर थेरेपी. अगर आपको लगता है कि बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस या एंजाइटी हो रही है, so please talk to somebody, and if the parents or the teachers feel that they need professional help, please go towards the professional help, and there is no harm in exploring the therapy at all. Sing or dance, help someone else. So kindness, the researchers also say that kindness is something that really helps you to feel happier and better, and you have more life satisfaction. So try and help someone else, and it's not important that for helping you have to go outside and help the needy ones only. You can start from your own house. You can help your mother, your father in some daily basic tasks. You can just go outside and collect the clothes. You can fold the clothes. You can help your mother in cooking or baking something and giving food to everybody. So these are basic things that you can do in the house also, and that is also an act of kindness. Physical activity, we've already talked about, very important. You can do skipping, cycling, running, walking, anything that you like, and spend time doing your favorite hobby and take things one step at a time. As I said, don't try and overdo the things, but just take things one step at a time, and be flexible while you're making list for yourself or doing something. Just have realistic expectations from your own self. Now, this is for the parents, if they are listening to me right now. So I think for parents, my tips would be that you have to communicate with your child as an active listener. Most of the times, I think this period of kids really feel that they are not being heard, or that they actually don't have any kind of safe spaces where they can talk to their parents. So I think this is what we have to do. We have to generate some safe spaces for them. So refrain yourself from use of any kind of criticism or sarcasm at times. Even if they are not able to do something, you can very politely tell them that you are here to help them, and they can definitely try, and you trust on them. And ensure that you have an open communication space at your home, and the child feels secure and safe. Enable the child to talk about things and work through the problems. If they're coming and telling you that this is something that I've done, or this is something I am having a problem with, so that time you have to help your child to work through that problem, support and work through that problem with them, so that it is not being repeated in the near future, or even if it is being repeated, they know what to do about it. Support their autonomy, individuality, and the self-confidence that they are showing you up. Because I think as the child is growing, the individuality really matters. They want to understand that yes, they are a whole, and they so you have to completely tell them that yes, what you're doing is right, and I'm here for you if you fall, or if something happens. encourage them to safely explore the world and try new things, because of course students these days want to try new things, but if you're having an open communication, they would come and likely would be telling you about the things that they're doing and trying. So try and help them in engaging in safely exploring the world out there. Model a hopeful and positive dispositions. Of course, children learn from the things that they see and watch at home. So it is very, very important that as parents, you have to follow some of the hopeful and positive techniques of handling the stressful situations and the changes and the transitions that are coming into the life, so that you're modeling the child that, okay, if this something like this is happening, the child knows that, okay, I can also try this in the near future. Reinforce the child's strengths, interests, and capabilities. So without using any kind of criticism and sarcasm or telling them that nahi nahi ye aise nahi hona chahiye tha, you can always use assertive communication style. You can tell that yes, this is something that you have really done well, and maybe we can add on this also in this, and it will look much better, right? So this should be the communication style. So try and reinforce, try and tell them more about the strengths and abilities that they carry, instead of telling them what they don't have. Provide very clear boundaries and objectives and expectations for their behavior, that this is what it is and this is what you would like to have from their end. Encourage some family activities, and in the coming slide I'll be telling you what family activities all of you can do. And protect your child from the overuse of technology, and pay very particular attention to the violent media exposure that they might have. And always parent with unconditional love, and teach your child that regardless of making the mistakes along this way of possessing the qualities that are different from yours, you will love them no matter what. So you're always here for them, and you have to tell them even if they fall back, you will be here to correct them, to help them out from the same. So I think these kind words could work like magic when the child actually needs it. And here are some fun and meaningful activities that as a family, all of you can do together. You can build some things together, like you can play with clay, Legos, or on the mobile also. So हम बच्चों को बोलते रहते हैं तुम क्यों खेल रहे हो. Sometimes we can also sit and we can also tell, अच्छा मुझे भी PUBG खेलना सिखाओ, कैसे खेलते हैं, right? So the problem I think in this time period is कि जब हम बच्चे थे, हमारे पेरेंट्स हमें खुद पार्क लेके जाते थे, हमारे साथ खेलते भी थे, हमारे साथ बैडमिंटन भी खेलते थे. बट आज के टाइम में nonetheless, of course, the parents are also busy. They also have to do a lot of things. So I think the problem is this, that the parents are also not actively participating with the children and playing with them. So build things together and play with your children. That will really, really help you out. Work together in building some difficult puzzles. You can build or paint a birdhouse. You can cook or bake together. You can establish a regular screen-free family time, or even you can watch some movies together. You can have a particular movie of everyone's choice one by one, and you can watch that movie together. Do some art and craft activities together, like decoration or jewelry making. You can engage yourself in some musical activities together. No matter how bad you are singing, that doesn't matter, but you can of course sing together. You can engage yourself in some karaoke or something. Learn a new hobby or skill together. So if you want them to learn something, I think again it's very important for us also as parents to participate along with them. So you can tell them that, okay, if you want to learn Spanish, let us learn it together. Both of us will learn it together. Take care of or visit animals together, do yoga, meditation, badminton, all these things you can do together. So again, I'm repeating, it's very, very important for parents also to move forward and actually help the kid to do all these activities along with you. So a parent, this is again my very, very favorite poem, I would say, or a quote, I don't know, but I really, really liked it. So what a parent is, being a parent is being there through the tantrums, the milestones, and the tears. Being a parent means that you love that little person which you created more than you could ever love yourself or anybody else. You did really lose sleep to comfort them from their nightmares. You would risk your own life for that small person. You did surely die to save them if you needed to. Being a parent is never a burden. It's loving somebody else wholeheartedly and unconditionally for eternity. Being a parent to your child is not a job, it's a privilege. Cherish it. So I think, again, Kids, you also have to help your parents to cherish and feel privileged about the parenting that they are doing. So I know it's tough for everyone right now. It could be tough for you also, not being able to meet your friends and just being in the house and just being around your parents all the time. It is hard. It is hard for everybody. But again, understanding the realistic position right now, we all have to accept this change, and as soon as we'll be able to accept it, we'll be able to have some solution focused approach. And I've told you all the solutions that you have to do, but again, the response is in your hands. To choose your response, it is in your hands. So this is a Fortis Mental Health and Behavioral Sciences handles: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, our email ID and our phone number. You can reach out to us here whenever you want to. And this is our 24/7 stress helpline number by Fortis. This is 24/7 helpline. It is available in 15 to 17 different languages. If at any time you're feeling any stress or anxiety, or you want to just talk about anything, vent out, you can call in this number, and the person will be there to help you out. Thank you so much. So this is it from my end. Now I would like all of you to come up with any kind of questions you have or any feedbacks that you have. I'm open to that. Whoever wants to have any question, speak about any question, they can raise their hand.
Ma'am, really lovely class.
Sanvi, right? Thank you, Sanvi.
Welcome, ma'am.
Anybody else who
Use
wants
the
to
chat
ask?
box. They can put their question in the chat also.
Anchal ma'am, somebody asked about e-exercise.
So e-exercise, you can take any magazine or you can take any newspaper and take one particular paragraph or article and strike all the E's, whatever alphabet you want to strike, you can strike that. You can time limit yourself for maybe 30 seconds according to the length of the article. For example, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, and see how many E's you were able to strike in that article. So that helps in the concentration and attention part. Juice, yes, you can take juice also, but don't take packet juices right now. Try and have fresh juice in the house, or fresh smoothies, fruit smoothies. Thank you, Abhishek. Thanks, Tegveer. Thanks, Abhishek.
It was indeed really very refreshing, Anchal, and the progressive. I generally teach people how to do this. So today, when you were guiding, and I was so into yoga nidra only. I wanted to sleep for some more time. But it was really very relaxing and good. And I hope our children will benefit a lot from that. That's a very, very good exercise. Children, you must go ahead and take breaks in between. This is what Anchal ma'am also said, that try to take breaks in between as and when possible. Just if you can't go out, just be in your house, but then away from your gadgets for a while. Over to Harjot ma'am. She would like to
Thank
say
you,
a
Ms.
few
Alka.
words.
One thing,
very good
two
evening to
things
all.
I
Yes,
just
yes,
need
ma'am.
to, if it's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody has
Yes,
said if they can use the cube. Yes, you can use the cube wala thing also for the attention and concentration, and can we prioritize more than one things in our lives? You can, of course, prioritize more than one thing in your life, but it should be in a hierarchy wise, that if I know that my exams are coming near, so of course I know that my academics is my priority right now, not my friends. Right? But if you're having your holidays right now and you're having your summer vacation, then of course your family, your friends, all could be the priority number one. And then could be priority number two, your studies. So priorities keep on changing according to the conditions that you have right now. Right? So of course you can prioritize more than one thing, but understanding the scenarios around you. Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you so much. And I'm really apologizing for cutting you in between.
No worries, no worries, ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. I deem it a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making today's webinar a resounding success. I would like to thank Ms. Anchal for presenting an insightful and a motivational session We are really honored to have you here with us, ma'am. I'm sure that we all, including me also as an adult, we would definitely learn, rather we have already learned many new techniques, how to calm ourselves, how to control the situation. So I thank Miss Meena also, who always supports us for arranging webinars from time to time for our students as well as for teachers. I'm thankful to Principal Ma'am, Mrs. Praneet Sohal, who is always there to encourage us to do better. I'm grateful to Miss Alka as well as staff members. And of course, I'm thankful to all the students who joined us today and would definitely benefit from this informative session. Now, I thank Mr. Prabjot, our IT person, and I request him to post the link in the chat box so that students can fill in the details and the e-certificates will be issued to them. Thank you, Ms. Anchal, once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to end the session with few words, which I always do without in all the sessions that I have with the kids or with the corporates. So I think there are 4 mantras that I have in my life, kids, that I really try to put myself into those 4 mantras, and I always like to share those things with all of you, so that anyone who could actually try doing that in their life, I think we'll have more life satisfaction. One thing is listening. I think we speak more while somebody is trying to tell us something, and we don't try and listen more. So I think this is something which you have to understand from the very beginning, because you're kids right now, and agar aap abhi se ye cheez inculcate karna start karenge, it'll really help you. So try listening more in comparison to speaking more. And second thing is being hopeful. I think daily we sleep in the night by remembering all of the 10 or 12 things in our hands for the next day. And why we are doing that? Because we're hopeful that I'll be getting up in the morning, I'll be opening my eyes and I'll be seeing this beautiful world. So always be hopeful. It's not important that today is a bad day, so tomorrow will also be a bad day. So emotions are something which will come and go, and they will change as per the situation. So be hopeful. Third is be empathetic. So I think try and understand that everybody have their own story and everybody is dealing with one or the other concerns at their home or at their workplace. So be empathetic towards your teachers also, towards each other also, and towards your parents also, that it's very difficult for them also right now to deal with the financial concerns, to deal with your studies, to deal with their own concerns at the workplace. And last one is gratitude. So be grateful about the things that you have rather than thinking about the things that you don't have in your hand. So I think before sleeping, just remember 3 to 5 things that you are actually grateful about in the day, and that will really help you to have a better sleep also. So yes, these are my 4 mantras. I hope that we had a good session, and I'm getting a lot of thanks here. So thank you, all of you. Thank you, Alka ma'am. Thank you, Harjot ma'am. Thank you to all the other teachers and principal ma'am for having us here. And Meena ma'am is not here, but I'm sure she would also say a big thanks to all of you. And
thank you, Anchal. Thank you so much. Anchal, there's a question from a child. Don't want to leave it unattended. There's somebody who's asking something exercise for headache.
Okay,
yes.
Exercise for headache.
Yes.
So firstly, I think this comes into the physician part though. But अगर आपको बहुत ज़्यादा time से हो रहा है, please check with your physician. That is number 1. Second is that you check if you're having proper water content in the day or not. It should be 3 to 4 liters a day. हो सकता है dehydration की वजह से if you're having the headaches. Third is your diet should be proper. As I said, don't skip any meals if you're doing, and have a lot of fresh fruits. And there is no particular exercise that I could suggest you for headache, but I think just have your proper diet, and no dehydration should be there. And please check with your physician for the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, so this is it from my end. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, kids, for being
Children, you must put into practice what you've heard today. Sometimes we lose track.